Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-da-bum.
Hey there, today we're going to talk about conservation of momentum and center of gravity in sports, specifically the sport of tennis.
Everybody knows the most important part of tennis is the serve, and this is where the example of conservation of momentum occurs.
Conservation of momentum is based on Newton's law of inertia and states that any given system, in this case the tossed tennis ball during a serve, is constant if there are no external forces acting on it.
The external force that will be acting on the tennis ball during the serve is the tennis racket. So what do you think will happen when these two objects collide during a serve? When these two objects collided, the tennis ball moved in the direction of the racket, but why?
This has to do with the racket having a greater momentum than the tennis ball. Any object that has both mass and a velocity is said to have momentum.
This racket has a larger mass than a tennis ball, and you can easily tell the swing racket is traveling in a bigger velocity compared to the tennis ball.
When the racket acted on the tennis ball with force, the racket compelled the tennis ball to move in the direction of greatest momentum.
Serving is just the beginning of tennis. It is important to be able to recover and reposition yourself before your opponent hits the tennis ball.
Center of gravity is described as the point in which the mass of the body is evenly distributed. Imagine this ball as my center of gravity, and when I reposition myself, I want to make sure that I'm ready to shift my center of gravity forward rather than backwards as I am returning the ball.
A forward shift in the center of gravity during the follow-through is important to effectively control the ball in power and direction. Shifting your center of gravity backwards, as if you're falling backwards, will result in a weaker shot and possibly pop the tennis ball up high in the air.
But where on the court do you want to reposition yourself so that your center of gravity shifts forward when you return the ball?
You want to reposition yourself behind the baseline in case the ball lands in front of the baseline. This makes it easier to shift your center of gravity forward when returning the ball.
If you reposition yourself in front of the baseline and the ball lands near the baseline, you will have a harder time shifting your center of gravity backwards to return the ball. Sports are full of different biomechanical concepts when we look at the human movements. Conservation of momentum and center of gravity are just two concepts of one of many that can affect a player's ability to play.